Hello everyone, this is my very first ever vlog and I'm thrilled to share it with you. Ever since I began learning and reading, I have been noting things down just for myself. In the long run, all those small steps led me here. Today, I'm giving you a glimpse into my world, the books I have read, the notes I have taken, and the journey that's close to my heart. Let's begin our journey. Let's begin this vlog. Before I begin talking about books and learning, let me show you something very close to my heart, my daily spiritual practice. Every day I write Sriram Jayam, sometimes 8 times, 11 times, or even 108 times to the name. Writing Sriram Jayam is a form of devotion. It's a traditional practice followed by many for peace of mind, discipline, and spiritual connection. While writing, I also listen to the Sundarakandam, a powerful part of the Ramayana that brings strength and positivity. This routine brings me calmness and helps me stay focused, especially during my English learning sessions. On the other hand, it has become a habit that gives structure to my day. I try my hand at such meaningful practices, believing that even small efforts over time can bring big changes. For beginners, I highly recommend starting with the Amachitra Kathas. These books are filled with pictures and beautiful illustrations. Just by looking at the images, we can easily understand the plot even before reading the text. They are perfect for learning English in a simple and funny way. Fun way. I have four books from this series: Rani Durgavati, Birbal to the Rescue, True Friends, and The Tales of Vishnu. My elder daughter has already finished reading all of them. She loves Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, so these stories were very close to her heart. After the Amachitra Kathas, I highly recommend the Akbar and Birbal book. It has large, clear letters that make it easier and more enjoyable to read. You can even finish this book in just a week. The vocabulary is simple, many words are already familiar, and you also learn how to frame basic English sentences just by reading it. This book also has picture illustrations which really help beginners understand the scenes even better. The next I'd like to suggest is Tenali Raman Stories. It contains many short stories with pictorial representations. By just looking at the pictures, you can guess what the scene is about. The letters are even big and readable, which is great for new readers. Even intermediate learners will benefit from this book. You can finish it within 2 or 3 days or in a week, depending on your pace. You'll come across many useful words and common phrases as you go. It's a wonderful book and I really loved it and liked it. The next one is Mahabharata for children. Finally, I recommend this Mahabharata for children book. It's filled with colorful pictures and is specially made for kids, but even it's specially made for the children, but even adults can enjoy reading it. I have personally read I have personally read it twice and I used to tell all the stories to my daughter. Now I have finished the full set with her and I am planning to go over it again soon. I bought this book at a book fair and I absolutely loved it. The illustrations helped me explain everything in an easy visual way. See the pictures, colorful pictures, and after seeing the picture, we can illustrate the stories even by seeing the pictures. And they were curious to ask, Amma, why is this picture here? And most of the time, I ask them to narrate the story from the pictures. It helped a lot. While I'm reading two of my native language book, Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda and Manan Mahal, this I have completed. This I'm in seventh chapter. Now I have completed seventh chapter. Now I'm in eighth chapter. And before this, I was reading Sivagamain Sabadam, Ponniyin Selvan, Velpari, Mungil Kottai, Kadalpura. I have completed all these. Before starting my channel, I was fond of reading Tamil classic novels, historical novels. After starting my channel, I go with English books. But having said that, I love to read my native language books, and I could finish a big book within a week. This Manan Magal, I had completed this within 10 days, I hope so. I was reading that much, and I really fond of reading books. These books for intermediates, Madam Sudha Murthy's book. I have finished this, and this is The Alchemist. The next one is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. You can analyze yourself after reading this book. You will come to know how to manifest your dreams, how to manifest your desires after you completed this book. And this book actually helped me in so many ways. Whenever I feel stuck or mundane, I go through this book, and it is a go-to book for me. And afterwards, for grammar, usually we say that for spoken English we don't need to do any grammar exercise, but I don't think so. It's actually necessary to do grammar, and it will help us to frame sentences without any mistakes. And this book I got in my seventh semester for achieving second mark. I stood second in my seventh semester, and it was a complimentary for that. The next one is Robin Sharma's book, Who Will Cry When You Die. It's quite a small book, and you can easily complete. See, I have done so many works on this page, and I have started writing the synonyms in English as well. And I was writing in my mother tongue before, but ever since I heard that it would help you to actually learn new things, I have started writing in English as well. So I usually try to replace that word with a new word. This is favorite book and a well-known book, Tinkle, and it has some pictures. Everything is described by using a picture. It would help you a lot. So I highly recommend children and others to read this book. And we had number of editions in Tinkle, and it helped me a lot. When I was a beginner, it helped me a lot to learn new things, new vocabulary, and how to frame short sentences and all. And this is very good. Please go through. The next one is for intermediate. The one who wants to convert them from intermediate to advanced level, they can consider this books. This book is this two book, right? Enid Blyton and she's famous for adventurous stories. And after reading this book, it helped me a lot to narrate stories for my daughters, and I fabricate stories by using this, and they also hooked up with these stories, and it helped me a lot. And I had encountered so many words from these words, some nuances in English learning, and it is very easy to learn, to read, and it will motivate us to read further. We started living in that era after reading this book. I have completed these two books alone. And one more book I had given to my friend, and one of my friends, she is reading that. I have completed 3 books from this author, and I still have 2 more books to read. It's Alice in Wonderland. It's a short book, but it's somewhat difficult to understand. It has some advanced vocabulary, though it seems a smaller book. But it took me nearly 1 month to complete this book, because I was not fascinated towards this book. If you want to read some adventurous book, you can go through this book. Then this book I have recently started just a day before. I have completed only one chapter. We are all fans of Dada, so I have started this book. And before this book, I was reading Oliver Twist. Ever since I saw this book, I shifted to this book. So I have a plan to complete this book at first, and then I'll go with Oliver Twist. I have allocated these two notes especially for alphabets, for vocabulary, and I haven't started yet. I have written 2 or 3 words so far. I have started writing. I have just completed 3 or 4 words. I have just allocated these notes, 2 notes for vocabulary alone. I will write it down everything when I find time. Not when I find time. It's my next work. So I have a plan to write all the known vocabulary to these notes. I like to draw column rangoli, so I really fond of putting them on my porch. See, these are all my collections, and I was very much interested in drawing rangolis. These are all my collection, simple collection. You can go through it, and this is for Nagraga for all the 7 days, and we can draw the rangoli. And I read some slokas like Vinayakara Kalval, some in my language, in my mother tongue, Hanuman Chalisa. I do read Ramanamam daily, Hanuman Chalisa, Vinayakara Kalval, and Dukkha Nivarani. And this is my favorite one, and I love worshipping God always. I always say write some short stories from watching from YouTube, and these are all the thing I was doing before 2 years in 2022. I was writing short stories by seeing YouTube, and everything was written from the subtitles. And it actually, when I find time, I read these sentences and I mug up everything and I talk to myself, so that I was able to frame some sentences, and after narrating the story as it is, I feel confident that okay, I can tell any story hereafter. This helped me a lot, though it seems to be 4 stories, but it helped me a lot. Now I forget everything, but it actually helped me to frame sentences, how to frame sentence. It helped me a lot. See, I was writing something, reading something before 2 or 3 years, and this was the proof for that. And in 2022, I was writing something. I was reading something just to. I was spending my time in learning English. And I usually say in all the conversation that I was doing English practice before so many years without my consciousness, and these are all the proof for that. These notes for my reference for writing practice, reading, and I was writing something, reading something by using these notes. And this is also for writing the past perfect sentences. My daily routine, how to write that, and it my TEFL TESOL certificate courses and everything. I had run everything in this note, and this is for my practice. I have done some idioms and phrases, and I used to write some conversations, some phrasal verbs, right, for put on everything. This is for wood, and the examples, these words I have taken from the news, and from the news, or from POC, Piece of Cake channel, and it was on 2024. And it's a conversation from a podcast. I was writing that, and I had to finish. and see I have stopped it somewhere else. uh, which one is better, city life or village life? And I highly recommend that channel, Speak English Fluently or Naturally something. The channel name is something Speak English. The role of technology, this from some passage, and these are all some grammar items like simple, compound, complex items from by using discourse markers. How can we see these are all some subordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunction, and how can we transform from one sentence to another sentence. These are all some questions by using where WH questions. These are all some words from the paragraph, from the article, and I usually write example sentences for each and every word. And how to write simple present tense. How to identify simple present tense and all. That's all about that. Recently I have started writing articles, reviews from the article, English articles. See, this was that for this article, and I was writing in my own words. I was not knowing this spelling for anonymously, right? After seeing the Google, I corrected that. And this one idiom, a bone to pick with, and I was writing some example sentences for that. And I have to do so many articles from this English newspaper. And recently I have started this note for taking a reference for doing vocabulary. I usually write some advanced sentences as well here.
Can you give some pens?
By using had and wouldn't and all some advanced words, but ever since some words, and I have to write example sentence for all these words. So trial and error, these are all some idioms, and I write them on this note. This question starts from where, when, intricacies. Here to low him down, pull him up, and this is some I try my hand. If these are all some words from the Alchemist book. Bring up means introduce. See some phrasal verbs, what is meant by disgruntled, and I always write some examples for that word. And here are these two are some descriptions. I saw it in a video from some of the social media, and he was explaining what was she doing. I was trying to explain in my own words, but I wasn't able to do that, so I wrote everything on my paper, and I have to do this kind of work hereafter. This is a diary for writing my journal. I use this diary for writing my journal. Thank you.